Hey everyone, it's Veiled Shot, back at it with an Awaken Chaos Era video, and in this one I'm going to be going over XP Jelly and how to obtain it and the best way to 6-star your units, whether that be pumpkins, what the best ways to get those pumpkins are earlier on in the game, and then of course I'm going to be reintroducing my 6-star calculator. It was one of my first videos that I did, and I figured I'd redo it because a lot of people have been asking me to update the content that I did earlier on in soft launch. So here's the first one in a series of many videos that I'm going to be re-updating for you all. And if you are enjoying this content, be sure to leave a like, drop a comment, and subscribe. Let's go ahead and head into kind of the best way to get XP Jelly in this game. So first thing you have to know is when you're farming, there's a ton of stages, and of course you really want to get to Mythic. Other than that, you really want to farm at the highest stage possible outside of Mythic. But once you're in Mythic, go ahead and just farm whatever stage you possibly can for the glyphs that you need. So for example, here in Blackhorn, we have one glyph available. If we want to farm this one, we're going to be farming whatever stage we could farm on auto at the highest difficulty, because that will give us the most experience and the most rewards overall. So that one's pretty simple. Just farm whatever stage at the highest level you possibly can. Some other ways to get pumpkins, and this is very important to know, is you have some from daily quests, you have some from weekly quests, you have some from achievements, various achievements that you should do, so just keep an eye out for completing achievements. Keep in line with the foodie gold, the guide here, because some of them have foodies, for example here, some of them have pumpkins, all sorts of stuff, like 37 here, 4-star pumpkin. And then keep an eye out for Arena, because the Glory Pass will give you pumpkins. The rookie events will give you pumpkins as well. And then do first clear for chapters, and then do Void Tower. Void Tower will also give you, I think, 3-star pumpkins on normal. Yeah, so 3-star pumpkins on normal. And then, as I mentioned earlier, the chapter clears. So once you get to Mythic especially, these start to matter a ton. You can get 4-star pumpkins. So that's pretty much all the ways to get pumpkins in the game. And then I'm going to go ahead and go over the shop real briefly. I've already been going over the shop many times. And I just want to quickly mention, do not buy the pumpkins or the foodies in this shop. Use the diamonds to farm in the campaign. So how much XP do you really need? Well, I'm going to go ahead and hop over to my XP Jelly calculator and kind of show that off and really just explain my math on all of this stuff, because I had a lot of questions about it. So we're going to go ahead and jump over to that real quick. All right, so here we are on the XP Jelly calculator. I swapped sides so you could see everything, but I've had a lot of questions about all this stuff and where all this information is coming from. So here it is, the XP Jelly calculator, yet again. I have all the stuff laid out, and I'm going to go over into it pretty in depth here, because I did not go over it super in depth the first time, and then people had some questions about it. So first off, in this top right corner here are all the constants I'm using. If you have any questions about this, really just take this first one. One energy refresh in this game costs 50 diamonds, and you get 120 bread. Everything is based off of that pretty much. So I base it all off of meal coupon value. Now, some of the tokens could be worth less or more depending on your valuation of some of the other stuff. That's up to debate, but I needed a constant, and I chose energy as that constant and the value of a certain energy refresh, because I think that spending your diamonds on energy refreshes is the best way to spend your diamonds in general. So just keep that in mind. So the first thing we have is in the top left is all the stages of the experience and their experience associated with it, assuming 2x XP. And then we have the leveling XP costs for, just to level up your characters with the XP Jelly. And then we have the promotion XP costs. And this is, strictly going from whatever star level to the next star level. And it also includes all the costs in associating with upgrading the materials that you need to upgrade a certain character from that star level to the next. And then we have a calculator down here, which I will go over in just a moment. The unit conversion, which is how many star levels of the previous stars you need in order to go to the next one, or how many value of, like, for example, this 6-star is worth 720 1 stars here. And then we have the actual diamond value of pumpkins and the token value of pumpkins. And this is where the math comes in for the shop. So as you see here, we have the pumpkin value go down as you're able to farm higher stages. And this is pretty simple. As you're able to farm higher stages, you're able to get more XP. And that means that it's easier to get that XP that you would have spent on those pumpkins. Because what is a pumpkin? It's essentially just an amount of XP that you would have been able to get if you had just farmed those units up yourself. Now, there is one caveat to this, is if you do not have any shards or any units available to you in order to upgrade, and this does happen to some people, but I'd highly recommend to those people not to banish your green units in order to 6-star your units, especially if you are free to play, because you're not going to be getting a ton of units. You definitely need those units to 6-star from my experience. And then if you're early on in the normal, then you do not want to necessarily spend all of your energy on farming, because the pumpkins might be a little bit more valuable for you. And that's specifically talking about when you're in 1 to 5. Another thing to note about this is I averaged the first 5 stages and then the last 5 stages. And the reason for that is in this game, you're going to be farming a variety of stages because you're going to be farming for those glyphs. Now, not only is the pumpkins and the foodies not as valuable, and you'd rather just spend your energy on, or your diamonds on energy, but you're also getting glyphs, you're getting gear, you're getting gold, all these things are missed out on top of the fact that they're already less valuable. So just keep that in mind when you're going through and farming in this game. You definitely do not want to buy those pumpkins pretty much ever, or the foodies ever. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of insight into where I came up with that, because a lot of people have been asking me questions about that. So hopefully you understand a little bit more. And then the last thing over here is the user input. So what does this actually do? Well, it actually calculates how much XP you would need in order to 6-star a unit, assuming you have a 5-star unit already ready in the wait. So if you don't have a 5-star unit already, then you have to add an additional 700,000 XP on top of the amount that you'll need. So let's just assume here that we do not have any resources saved up. So we have no pumpkins, we have no XP jelly. Well, you'll see that in order to 6-star a unit, with the 5-star unit already ready, you'll need 3.15 million XP if you're using 5 foodies, or 3.55 million XP if you're using no foodies. So you can see here that foodies are actually not insanely valuable. It's roughly about 100,000, a little bit less, actually 80,000 experience per foodie that you're saving in order to go to 5 stars. So the foodies aren't as valuable as a lot of people out there think. So if you have a bunch of XP jelly, let's say 1.2 million, and you're curious, like, hey, do I want to actually invest into a 6-star right now? Will I just be wasting my resources and I'll have to wait until another day, for example? That can easily be solved, which I've done myself. And let's say you have 10 3-star pumpkins, maybe a 4-star and a 5-star. You'll see the amount of XP you'll need left and the energy it will cost to do that, farming the stages. Now, this is assuming that you're using 5 foodies. So if you're not using 5 foodies, then it will be a little bit more. But this kind of helps, especially for you new players who's trying to decide, okay, do I want to 6-star a single unit right now? How much will that cost? Just remember, if you're trying to 6-star a unit, you could get 5 stars instead of having a 6-star. So are those 5 5-stars worth more than a 6-star off the bat? Well, that will have be up to you to decide. And on top of that, maybe you don't have enough to 6-star and you invested all your resources and then you find out, oh, I don't have enough. So it's kind of a waste for that beginning portion of the game, and it may slow down your progress a little bit. So hopefully this is helpful for many of you when you're farming XP jelly, looking for pumpkins. All the stage XPs, as I said, are on the top left. So if you're curious how much XP you're getting from each stage, it is there. At the bottom are the averages, because you do farm glyphs at various stages. So keep that in mind as you're farming. So again, hopefully this is helpful for you new players. And if you are enjoying this content, be sure to leave a like, drop a comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you for the next one.